I have good weather.
Oh, okay. Pam gets here.
Easy mode.
I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting order at 5:30. Roll.
Jimmy Ack.
Yes.
Buddy Gordon.
Yep.
Beth Evans. Here. Don Baker.
Here.
Fred Angelo.
Yep.
Josh Shannon.
Present.
Eric Nance.
Here. Good stuff.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As there are no persons or presentations to the board, I need a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the November 15th meeting and the special meeting dated November 17th.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you, Don. Questions on those? Any additions, deletions, corrections? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Administrators' reports should be on the table. I know Mr. Ed sent his out today. Thank you. I know I actually enjoyed it. I got a separate email from you that
The draft said they're half written last week.
usually it comes in the packet that Pam sends and we get so much stuff that this time no offense, but I actually looked at it before
I look at
the meeting.
Thanks.
Thank you, buddy.
Well, financial reports, Ms. Ostrand.
Just a quick update on our art funding, round two, we finally got approved today. This was just over $1 million worth of funding. What we put in for was roughly $700,000 in learning loss stuff as well as some capital work. Part of the capital work is some air handler upgrades as well as 3PK, 1PK, fence and playground, and some outdoor fitness equipment for our high school members. Yeah, so that was good that we got approved. Other than that, just looking at budget stuff. Any questions for me?
Yeah, thank you.
Need a motion and a second to approve the treasurer's reports. Buddy with a motion and Fred with a second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. A motion is needed for the warrant reports. Don? Fred? Questions on the warrants? Fred?
Yeah. Just for information, $456 worth of blueberries. What do we do with them?
I have no idea, but I would have to look up and I'm assuming we ate them. My assumption is.
We freeze them.
I mean, we
They're part of
froze-
the New York State initiative, so we buy locally and then we freeze them and then we serve throughout the year. Yeah.
I was thinking there'd probably 20 kids in school. Eat blueberries.
Mine will eat all 500.
Wouldn't get out of milk with me.
Somewhere out there, there's.
I suspect.
To Aaron's point, we're not reselling and making a profit.
Oh, I'm aware, but I
There are
just,
purchases throughout the year that we, particularly when vegetables or fruits are in season, we purchase and then after you have freezing that we use for the rest of the year. So. Now you caught me, no idea.
it seemed, I pick about 10 gallons a summer for
A lot
myself.
of picking.
I eat them almost every day, but I just couldn't picture.
That's why you stayed so youthful.
Yeah. All right.
Any other questions on the warrant report? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion to approve the Htac exemption increase that we asked for from $12,000 to $15,000. Don and Bev. Questions on that? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion to approve the funds transfer from general fund to the reserve repair reserve. What? Second, Bev? Questions on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I need a motion to approve the funds transferred from the general fund to the capital fund.
Move on that.
Josh? Eric? Questions on that? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion to award the energy performance contract to the sole bidder, Day Automation. Right?
No.
Okay. I have a motion. Bev? Second, Josh? Question?
Yes. This is supposed to be like, when they get done, it's supposed to be like an 18-year thing.
The payback isn't within 18 years. It has to be, or the state will approve it funded.
All right. I, here in section C,
That's
they put in here, total project cost, $1,312,000.
So that's near section C right now.
Yep, first page.
So that, again, this is the preliminary. They have,
Right.
now that they've been awarded, if we award them the contract, they will come back and do a more in-depth review. And part of, if you remember, they presented us two facets that we can go, one with solar, one without solar. And so when they look at the deep investigation, part of it will be, can we actually support solar? Do we support solar? They'll come back and report to the board about what the project is actually gonna look like. So this is an estimate. It is not anywhere near finalized.
Well, and with me, they put a total 1-year savings just shy of $73,000.
Mhm.
All right. And you take that times 18 years. And so the savings would be $1,300,000.
Okay.
The cost of the project is $1,100,000. So in 18 years, we're gonna save $200,000.
You're also
On the
saving,
preliminary.
but you're also saving all the costs that you basically, you're getting back an aid of all of the costs that you put in too. So, but because the way it works, so that savings is, the savings that you have not only from this, but from the energy enhancements will pay for themselves within 18 years. And if they don't, the project won't be funded. So the state won't approve it. So we get building aid, we'll also get some additional incentives for the energy savings that we can get.
So if we don't get any savings from these guys, what recourse do we have with them?
When you say, when we don't get any savings, what are you talking about?
Well, if we're only gonna get, I don't,
Like, here's an example, like, these lights are already changed up, they're gonna change all the bulbs and fixtures in the classroom cells, which is one, but that's the biggest savings that we'll get. And what they're projecting is just the savings from those minimal projects will be that $70,000 a year in electric savings. So they do this, all the time in a number of different places.
So what are we committed to?
Right now, we're committed to a further study, for them to come in and conduct the study. And then we'll have to make a decision about whether or not we want the lights to happen, whether we want the solar or not.
So nothing is final at this point. We're just
Nothing is final.
telling them to move on,
We're awarding them the contract
so they can move
to
forward.
move forward. And so at a minimum, if we get into this, you guys say, you know what, I'm not sold on this, we don't have to do anything. The other thing is what we're also committing to, or at least we verbally committed to, was to go to the public with this. The timeline that was presented to you was that we would go to the public at the budget vote. Because if we do get a public approval on the project that we decide, we get 90% aid, it increases our 8% by 10%.
So-
maximize.
Of that, to Fred's point, I think the question is of that 1,300,000, how much of that is state aid?
I have to look.
but there is a portion of
Oh, yeah,
that. We,
absolutely.
we are not paying that
Yeah,
out
it
of
goes
pocket.
off our building aid,
Yep.
so it would be roughly
90%.
90%.
Total project cost is 1.3.
If they added 10% onto it.
Okay.
if we
What I thought you was
went
asking was the overall,
No,
cost, just changing your question.
Yeah, yes.
So that's why, what's one of the reasons that you do go to vote is that you up the ability of the project to 90%.
So the cost of the project,
90%.
90% is getting paid for by the state.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
So 10% will come on us.
Right.
Which 200,000.
So, yeah, so we're looking at
The savings.
120, yeah, we're looking at 10%.
Basically, it's a wash at the end. You get,
Well, we're gonna do it.
yeah, you get an upgrade to your facility and then
Right.
at the end of the
It's
18
only
years,
gonna cost
you're-
us like 100.
it's not costing anything.
Well, we're asking them now to do a more in-depth detail, and that's gonna,
Right.
they're gonna charge us for that.
Make a record, absolutely.
And that's gonna be part of the total
It
cost.
is, but they'll also make a recommendation to us as to which way to go. Because again, they came in and did a preliminary study based upon our energy costs and then what the current infrastructure of our building is. That's what they based their initial proposal to you, presentation to you on the last board meeting. So yeah, so to answer your question, we've committed to allow them to come in. We're awarding them the contract to come in and to look and make sure that this project is what we want it to be. And then you've got, again, at this point, really three questions. One, do we want to do a project or not? Two, do we want that project to be inclusive of a solar project or not? And three, are we committed to all of the pieces that they presented with the project? Or we we can piecemeal it out? But again, the main parameters is that we get state aid back on any work that we do, and that the savings over the lifespan of 18 years has to be such that it's a zero net cost. If it's not, then we can't do it.
So if we ask them to go ahead and do their study more in-depth, more detail, and we decide not to go with the project, we still have a bill.
Oh,
I'm sure.
Is that state aid?
I gotta look that up, I'm not sure.
How much would it be roughly?
I honestly don't know.
I mean, it's not gonna be cheap.
So the way I look at it is this, is the conversations that we've had with them, they wouldn't have come and put in a bid to us and say that we can do the project if they weren't very, very confident that they were gonna be able to save us the money and for us to go forward. Because that's their business model, is that they're able to do that. So in our conversations, it was around what they can do, and the types of work we talked about were mainly the biggest piece of it, with lights in here. And then possibilities, so all the classroom lights that are on, all that. One of the things they also talked about were motion sensors in the light classroom, so after so many seconds or minutes that there's no movement, the lights go off in the classroom. Those kind of features that are there. I think there was some insulation work we talked about.
Oh, we just had to see what they come up with.
Yeah.
This morning.
Now, there was a second company that gave us like.
Siemens chose not to move forward.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They didn't, they
I
chose
know
not
we got some.
to. Yep, so I emailed you what their preliminary findings were, and then they decided that this wasn't worth it, they were interested.
Okay.
I don't know. Did I answer your question, Brett?
We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, well, here's the reality. So
Yeah.
if the worst case scenario is, let's say worst case scenario, we don't do any of the work, but we paid someone to come in and identify areas that we can possibly save more money. So whether we choose to do the EPC or we choose to use that information and towards our building condition survey and future projects, the money is not just being thrown away. It's a group of experts who have expertise in how to save money through energy performance. We're gonna have that information. Again, they wouldn't be here knowing Derek as I do. I've had a long 10-year relationship with Derek. Started when he was working for Hunt and then here. He would have been honest and said, we really can't touch this, because they wouldn't put the time and energy into something. They weren't confident that the project was not gonna go forward within the 18 years, and that they weren't gonna be able to save the district enough money.
We'll see if they come back.
Yes. And again, that timeline, I believe, is March. The goal is for them to come back with that assessment, come back to you and have a conversation in March as to what they recommend. And I know there's some hesitation around solar. I have hesitation around solar on the roof. So there's gonna be some significant questions they have to be able to answer before we.
We have that option.
Absolutely.
No option. No,
We're not
option one.
committing to doing anything right now, other than we're awarding them the contract. to look into the work and to present a project to us.
But we have three options.
I think there's, yeah, at this point.
Any other questions?
One other thing I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
We just got approved for the second round of federal funding. In that federal funding, we put some of our air handlers to be replaced. One of the things they are also recommending is that with their energy performance contract, they can hopefully help to offset some of the costs of the air handlers. So rather than us having to have a massive project to replace all 20 some odd air handlers that we have in the district, if we can piecemeal this from federal funding, from an energy performance contract, what that's going to do is free up more of our local dollars to go towards a different project we may want to see happen down the road. So I look at this as an opportunity to use federal funds, to use, very frankly, state funding, to be able to pay for things that are really general maintenance items that after 20 some odd years of building need to be replaced. I think it's a phenomenal opportunity rather than having to say, you know what, we got to commit local dollars to that savings. So that's one of the pieces of the energy performance contract.
Kind of like an insurance policy.
In some ways, yeah, it is. And it's a way, it's like the solar grants that they used to offer.
Extended warranty.
Yeah. If you think back when you did your solar, there were some grants that you were able to qualify for. Either initially when you put the project in or through energy savings down the road. It's really a very similar concept. And again, the three main pieces of it are the LED retrofits for the lights. It's the replacement of the air handlers, and it's weatherization and weather stripping and soft span sealants. Those are the three preliminary pieces that they broke down for the 1.312 million. Those three things, and then that didn't include the solar.
We just speak about their handler all the time, like you said, it's up to 20 years, so there's some way we can get 90% back. But we're gonna have to do it anyway, it's not gonna be low for 1 year. I definitely would want that part of it.
And when they,
Also, you can think about solar.
when they spoke to us, they weren't sure how many they were able to win. It all depended on when they looked at that in-depth version of the LED lighting, how much savings they could project. And their formula is they're pretty good. They've been doing this for a while to be able to say, okay, we can get 7, 8, 9 air handlers, which would be great to offset that cost locally.
Anything else? We'll take the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to consent agenda items. Need a motion, a second to approve the consent agenda consisting of 10 different items.
Second.
Questions on the consent agenda?
Science teacher. That Meyer. He just wants to go back to teaching. Something like friendship too.
Yeah.
Good listen there.
All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Personnel action, need a motion to amend the motion of October 18th for the school program ski club advisors, the change in the rate of pay from $15 to $20 per hour. So, Aaron? No, that's all right. I got Eric and Josh, if you don't mind second.
Not at all.
Questions about that? That's just something we missed during the. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion to amend motion of November 15th regarding Sarah Morrison's rate of pay. Don? Fred, was that you? Fred with the second. Questions? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion to appoint long-term substitute and Audrey, right? Did I say that right? Audrey Deller. Effective December 14th through June 24th, 2022. And Fred? Questions on Audrey?
She has an English background.
Certified English teacher.
Not that this matters, but, well, it does, but how's she doing from her thing?
Excellent.
Is she back tomorrow? She's back tomorrow.
She's young. Okay. Put her out for a certain number of days, so tomorrow was the earliest. She can come back on that.
Any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Need a motion to appoint long-term substitute teacher Queen Amy Spag for the kindergarten opening February 28th, 2022 through the end of the school year. Don't all jump to get Amy back in here. And Bev, said, okay, Don was the first and then Bev had the second. Any questions on Ms. Spag returning to GB? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. I need a motion to appoint additional advisors, one for the art advisor, drama, Amber Christensen, and the art club advisor, Brianna Babbitt. So moved. Yeah, thank you. Questions on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Need a motion to appoint a teacher mentor, Eric to hire Scott or Audrey Feller. So moved. I got Eric and Bev. Questions on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Yeah, information discussion.
Next board meeting is January 10th. We have our work session, it is January 24th. Question, would you like to remain on site for the work session, or would you like to go to Blooming's or a place in Wellsville? Both in the past, I usually give you the option to choose. Which would you prefer? Do you have any preference? Okay,
Sounds good.
want to go off site for a change? I'm fine with that. Just set it up. Tell me. Prefer to stay here.
Be outside.
You're gonna be
Yeah,
outside.
you're gonna be on site.
We can certainly set you up with technology related stuff. You'll be a part of that.
I'll go wherever they send me.
Reference? Right? Eric? Yeah.
I don't have a preference, so
Josh? I'm easy. We used the room at Wellsville at the Beef House before.
Mhm.
Our space. We've been to Moonlights before, and we've done it here. So let me check with my chief caterer and have a conversation with her about what her preference is, and we'll go from there, all right?
Beef house at the DD, I'm with
I might need to tell. We can stay down. Be a long week. The other one is February 14th. We're gonna get to meet on Valentine's Day. It's also my anniversary eve. So God forbid we miss the wedding anniversary the next day for that board meeting. So we'll postpone that out there. Given our discussion about the Board of Ed retreat, I was able to change the dates to the 11th and 12th at the Lake House in Canada. So just please add that to your calendar so that we're able to move forward. And then I want to make sure you knew of the first, hopefully annual Lynn Manning Memorial Golf Tournament. Will be Friday, July 15th at the Wilson Country Club. All right, so we'll help fund the Lynn Manning Memorial Scholarship. And then that is all I have, and we do have an executive session.
Which I will entertain the motion to enter into executive session for contract talks with the GDAA.
Second.
John. All those in favor? Opposed? We are now in executive session at 5:55.
Oh, rush out of here too fast. Excuse me. Thank you, guys. Have a great night. Appreciate it.